Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, are you aware that the government wants to construct Nairobi, Nakuru, Mau Summit Road, at a cost of 175 billion?
Kenya now is in a race because we are headed to 2027 and there is urgency for us as politicians to do what needs to be done and seen. And in that urgency of wanting to do things, many times we are finding ourselves doing things that cannot pass the prudent test. The Ministry of Roads, now through Kenha, is in the process of coming up with ways of tolling our roads or instituting charges on the usage of roads.
Are you also aware that the total number of kilometers that are going to be covered are 175 kilometers, which means 1 kilometer will be covered at a cost of 1 billion.
They seem to be reckless. This road will cost Kenyans over 175 billion shillings, meaning per kilometer of road is 1 billion shillings.
Are you aware about that? Well, that has been confirmed in Ndindi Nyoro's statement because Ndindi Nyoro decided to react to the proposal that was tabled by CHIRCHIR, who is a transport CS.
I, Davis Kimutai CHIRCHIR.
Now, CHIRCHIR is the transport CS, yes. And according to the Public Roads Toll Act, CHIRCHIR can declare any public road or a portion thereof, including any bridge or tunnel on a public road, as a toll road. That is possible. Let me take you through a statement that CHIRCHIR delivered because we are concerned here about the costs, and we are told that it's a PPP, but again, we are told that NSSF is the one that is going to cover the cost. So let's go through the statement from CHIRCHIR. But first and foremost, before I share the statement, please support the work we do on this channel by liking this video, and don't forget to comment, subscribe, and thanks so much for all of you who've been supporting us by liking, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you so much. Now, this is what CHIRCHIR said. The government seeks to prioritize development, maintenance, and rehabilitation of road infrastructure as envisaged in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, tagged as BETTER, and Vision 2030. However, due to budgetary and financial constraints, there exists a significant deficit in road infrastructure financing, which necessitates the adoption of innovative mechanisms to raise additional funds to mitigate this funding gap. So that is what CHIRCHIR told the Transport Committee. Now, there's something that we have been told by Ndindi Nyoro, who is the former chair of Budget and Allocation Committee. Now, Ndindi Nyoro has asked very, very pertinent questions, matters this financing. First, how comes 1 billion is supposed to cater for 1 kilometer? Then again, there's another concern here. How comes NSSF is the one that is going to take care of this cost? And we are told it's a PPP, public-private partnership. Now, the Transport Cabinet Secretary, Davis CHIRCHIR, told the National Assembly's Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure that the policy aims to optimize revenue from toll roads using advanced tolling technologies and modern highway maintenance systems. That is Davis CHIRCHIR for you, ladies and gentlemen. But let's shift our focus to the response from Ndindi Nyoro, because Ndindi Nyoro seems not to be buying this idea, especially the fact that NSSF is the one that is going to be forced to, put this cost, and again, the cost is going to be channeled to Kenyans. How is this the case? That's a very important question coming from Ndindi Nyoro. So I'd like you to pay attention to this other side or other part of the video from Ndindi Nyoro. This is what Ndindi Nyoro said.
An extra cost of using this road. Now, of note is that in whatever we are calling PPPs, public-private partnerships, they are actually not private. They are mostly entirely public. We are just running away from responsibility and liability. Because we package a road as a PPP, but the main investor in that PPP is the National Social and Security Fund, is the NSSF. We have now gotten into a road where, and a slippery one for that matter, that anything consequential you see happening in Kenya is actually workers' money. The other day I raised about the issue of Talanta board. It was not a private sector board, it was public. Most of the people who invested in that board is still public money. And therefore, my take would be that the National Treasury and the government, they need to be a bit more creative in raising revenue to do critical infrastructure like we have done before, without necessarily doing experimentations that, upon further analysis, they seem to be reckless. This road will cost Kenyans over 175 billion shillings, meaning per kilometer of road is 1 billion shillings. Why can't the government look at other avenues of raising money? Some are very low-lying fruits. The government of Kenya has a 35% stake in Safaricom. They can easily sell 10% of Safaricom and get 100 billion shillings, build and expand the road from Nairobi, Nakuru, even all the way. Expand it without making it a tolerable road for Kenyans to pay to use. And in that respect also, when we invest our own money, then we diminish the cost of doing business, because whoever does, let's say, importation of commodities headed to Uganda, they have to do comparisons between our Kenyan economy and using, for example, Dar es Salaam and other ports that are around. And for them to take goods to their own economies, they have to use roads or rail. Now, if you add on the cost of that transportation, what you are basically advising our neighboring countries to do is that they look for alternatives. And I don't think this is good for our economy. The government should expand the issue of privatization, get more money from the privatization, from the privatized firms, especially in the right valuation. We get personal interest out of these privatizations so that whatever gains that are gotten from this privatization goes into such noble projects. So the road should be built. The people who use the Nairobi-Nakuru road, they deserve a more expanded road. Kenya, there are avenues to do that road using internal resources, for example, by privatization. And I've given an example. A 10% of Safaricom at the right valuation would give us the money we need to expand the road, even not 170 kilometers, even further. And by doing that...
Now, very well, ladies and gentlemen, based on the statement from Ndeni Nyoro, ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with CHIRCHIR's proposal of toll and the fact that it's going to be a PPP project, whereas Ndeni Nyoro has told us that this is going to be funded by NSSF? Is NSSF a contractor, a financier in this case? It's a very important question to you, ladies and gentlemen. So just go below in the comment section and you can tell us about your take on what Ndeni Nyoro has told us. So perhaps if you watch this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Till you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.